Welcome back, everybody. I've got Mitch, the limited championship winner of Gencon 2025. I was lucky enough to be at the top table with Mitch. Mitch, how you doing?
Hey, I'm doing good. Yep, Gen Con was a blast. Um, yeah, were you one of the 4-0s at the table?
I was 3-1, and I think there was three other 3-1s. So, and a
Okay,
bunch of three
yeah,
ones had all the same like breakers and everything. So I was randomly selected to go to the top table, but I got to record the
yeah, that sounds right.
drafts. Yeah, so. Um,
Yeah, I wish I had recorded my draft, but I'm really glad that someone recorded it.
No, I was. This is my first go at something like this, so I think it turned out pretty well. But Mitch, you have a YouTube channel that does limited content, so if anybody's interested in that, go check that out. And then Wednesdays at 7:30 EST, right?
Yep, so I host the drafts on the Sorcerers at the Core Discord. Maybe you can uh,
Yep.
link that in the description. That'd be great. But yeah, if people want to draft online, we draft every Wednesday evening, 7:30 p.m. Eastern time, and however many people show up is how many people get to draft. So.
Yeah, no, it's a lot of fun. I highly recommend it, people to check it out. But we'll start here. The goal of this video, I have my draft, and Mitch was one seat to my left. So my first pack, I picked a card, and then Mitch, what was your first pick? Pack one.
Yep, so I got the best pack one pick one probably in the whole format. So I was very lucky. I got Sorcerer in my pack one, which ended up just being game breaking. And
Well,
um,
also in our online drafts, what are we doing with the sorcerers now?
yeah, so Sorcerer is banned in our online drafts because it's so broken. It was never meant to be drafted. Um, so the way that we're doing it right now, I just ran a poll on it, and only one person voted for it to be legal, and I think like 10 people voted it for it to be banned. Um, so we are doing it's going to be a wild card. So if you draft a sorcerer, then you get to use any beta elemental avatar, so geomancer and those other ones.
That'd be cool. That'd be
um
something fresh. Um, so my pack pick one. I picked Tor's Hammer Trinket. I passed you East West Dragon. The movement of that is can't be understated. But I picked
yeah,
Trinket because it's pack one. I don't know what's open yet, and it helps me trade up. And so that's kind of where it was like my pack one pick one.
yeah, okay, yeah, I think you told me that, and I was like, okay, that kind of makes sense. um I was thinking like maybe like rolling boulder would be the other card that you might have taken over it.
Mm-hmm.
um yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, torch hammer trinket is pretty amazing. It's really annoying to play around, so it's a pretty good first pick. I don't know if I would have taken dragon or trinket. That's pretty close.
Yeah, just for because it's pack one, I want to stay open as possible. And then
Yeah.
my pick two, I got the bullfrog. I wasn't seeing many other like big beefy things or anything crazy to take, so I wasn't too sure on what to take on that. Um,
Yeah, bullfrog's a nice pick.
bullfrog did
Don't mind that.
win me a game against Irish Sun, so that was nice. Here out of this pack, I'm like Highland Clansman or Roaming Monster, but I already passed you an air card, and I'm like, I just don't know. Maybe I take Floodplain, but big charge minion I felt like was a safe pick.
Yep. And it's extremely splashable.
Yeah, yeah. Going into beta. Oh, note on the video recording, I did speed up the recording a little bit, so we're not looking at draft for I don't know how long. Uh, but here I should have taken Blink, but I wanted the roots just for fun.
Okay.
Oh, then there's Ira.
Jeez. Um, yeah, that's cool. Yeah, so if you see on the cards, every single card is stamped. So there's like a blue dragon stamped on every card. This is something that they do in like big Magic tournaments and stuff at the top tables. It's a way to prove that you actually drafted the cards that are in your deck.
Yeah. Yeah, so I should have taken Blink there 100% of the time, but I was like, I'm having fun, and I wanted the roots. So,
I
I,
guess just to talk about Sorcerer a little bit more
yeah.
before I forget. So the reason that Sorcerer is banned in our online group is because like I said, it was never meant to be drafted. Like it was the default avatar at the time, and you just open it way too often is the thing. I think it's like opened one in every 16 packs or something because it's in the ordinary site slot. Like there's a slot in beta that's either an ordinary site or it's an ordinary avatar. So it just gets opened all the time, and whoever opens it is probably just gonna win the draft. It's
Yep.
just such a huge advantage.
We'll get into like in the finals game. It was I lost the dice roll and I was like, oh jeez, this is just going to be a huge uphill battle going against Sorcerer, and it's just like one for one trades aren't one for one at this point. Yeah. So, and also during the draft, I'm looking for removal of 4/4s. So, like, Incinerate is a
Mhm.
high pick for me. I have, I think, some water cards. I have an air card that I can splash. So, I'm still kind of like looking for a second color. And I like picking water cards in beta because there's a lot of good water stuff in alpha and beta. So, having like a solid water base has done me well in drafts in the past.
Yeah, I think water is the most drafted element for me in this format. So I don't know if we said it, but we are doing one beta to Arthurian Legends.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, I think Incinerate's definitely the best card in this pack. And something interesting to note about this draft, like this is like the only draft I've ever done like this, but they do the same thing that they do at like high-end tables again, like top 8 magic tables where you're not allowed to look at your picks after you make them. You get to review your pack or you get to review what you've picked in between packs. So that makes kind of a interesting little wrinkle to the draft
I
that you have
know.
to actually like pay attention to what you draft and remember it.
Yeah, when we draft online, you can look at your cards as you pick them, so you have a really clean idea of what you have and what you need. So it's definitely a different experience. And I picked a 3/3 just because you just need bodies on the board. Bodies on the board wins set 3/4 of the time. Um, uh, I don't know.
Yeah, Coral Reef Kelpie's a good card.
I'm already in water. It's not. It doesn't have like water bound. Or it's just a normal minion, and these are the things you just need to fill your deck up with.
Yeah, absolutely. So so yeah, you think your primary element is water, and then you've got like Incinerate and Highland Clansman.
Yep. Now I'm like looking for splash colors. I'm not looking for Earth stuff. Earth is pretty good in beta, but in AL, it's kind of if you don't get the good Earth minions, it's very slim pickings,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of unfortunate. Earth is kind of a trap in this format because it just looks so good in the first pack, and then you get to the rest of the packs, and it's more likely that more people are in Earth because pack one is really good. So in Arthurian Legends, Earth can really only support like one person at the table. It's just so thin. So unfortunately, it's just not very good. But it looks like I remember Ira was I think Earth Fire, so he had like multiple brown bears
Okay.
and
Yeah. Yeah. One person
stuff like
usually
that.
gets
So
all the Earth stuff that is playable, and then you're like
yeah,
starving on for the rest of the table. Um, what you ended up
yeah, I'm
going
curious.
air something, right?
Yeah, I was Air Fire, so I picked 0 fire cards in pack one. And part of the reason, not really, like part of the reason was I my pack had Sorcerer and Poison Nova in it, and both of those cards are just incredible. So I know that the person to my left is in fire.
Yeah.
That's not really gonna hamper me from taking fire cards. Like pack two, I just opened Siege Giant and just slammed it.
Yeah.
Even though I had 0 fire cards, it's just that powerful of a card, and fire is super deep, so it can support like 3 people, which I think it did at this table.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember my final pack or final arrangement. I don't remember if I did have some fire cards, but I don't think I had any like major fire minions. I had a fire splash, and that's the thing I found in drafting is like sometimes I don't want to fight over fire, and like I feel like but it's worth it. Like you still get good fire cards if you're fighting over
Yep.
fire, and it's like it feels wrong almost like um, It's like, oh, fire's not open, so I shouldn't be in fire. No, you should be in fire. Most of the time, you should just be in fire. Um,
Yeah. Yeah, in Arthurian Legends, I think it's like all but two fire cards are playable at ordinary. Um, and in Earth, it's like only two ordinaries are playable.
yeah,
It's just like
yeah.
pretty rough, and I think beta is pretty similar.
Reading signals is hard in AL. You just take the good cards. Don't try to go like, well, fire's not open, so I shouldn't be taking fire. No, just take the good cards.
Yeah, pretty much.
The question I wanted to ask is, how highly do you take lands in draft? I
Um,
I think they're up there
I
for
don't
me.
know. Yeah, tell me what you think first.
I took a floodplain over. I think it's a bunch of non-other stuff, but I think after your third or fourth pick of a pack, it starts getting thin, and so if like a lookout or a treetop hideout or something comes through, it's just an easy pick that makes your deck better. Um, you do fall in the trap of taking too many lands sometimes, especially in AL, but I think you can take them a little more liberally than you can think.
Yeah, it depends on the format. So like beta, I really don't take sites high at all. Like I'll just take like basically any playable spell over a site
Mm-hmm.
because beta you just have a bunch of junk in the pack, so it's really hard to get to playables. Um, yeah, let's review all your picks. So
Yeah, well, if I
yeah,
think
you're very heavy water.
yeah, so I have a
Got a
lot of
couple like
water cards. I have Incinerate's my only fire. I have a
yeah,
Trinket, which is colorless. I have a Floodplain. I have a Mountain Pass that could be useful. Um, Boil's not, but yeah, like I am
yeah,
water with a splash of two colors right now.
yeah, yeah. That's a great place to be going into pack two. I like it. Um, ooh, that's a nice one.
Yeah, White Knight's
Oh, that's another nice one.
White Knight is really hard to deal with in draft or any limited. That five toughness is like, geez, you got to put so many resources into it. Um, Looking at this pack, I was like, dang, there's not a whole lot here for me. Like there's
Yeah, I would.
air earth and Cirque and like I don't know.
Yeah, the spear marshal is like a little bit tricky to take, just because of what we said about Earth, and it's double Earth threshold. So I think that I would just slam a White Knight here and just plan on splashing for it. Most likely, White Knight's just incredible. But I'm guessing I don't know. Did you take like Arc Lightning? Maybe
I
would
might
be
have
the other pick.
taken Arc Lightning. I tend also to pull the cards I'm thinking about forward. So those first three, Arc Lightning, Lake of Funk, and Siege Giant were my three choices, and I'm like, kill 4/4s is always good. Sometimes you just lose the 4/4s, and here seeing Serpelius is like, this is the perfect like colors I'm in. It's a good minion. It's good movement. I saw Burning Hands. I kind of like want that, but I felt like Serpelius was just a solid card and solid minion.
Yeah. Sorry to get back to sites.
Yeah.
So I guess like in this specific draft, I took sites even a little bit lower than I normally do, just because you can't actually sit there and count how many playables you're at currently in the
Mm-hmm.
final pack. So, um, yeah, it's just super important to get to playables. And by playables, I really mean like all my cards I want to be like C or higher, and you'll probably end up with like one or two C minus level cards in your deck. Um, but yeah, it depends on the site, obviously. Like you can watch my set reviews if you want to see like which sites I take higher than actual minions, but I don't think hardly any sites get above like a C plus for me.
Interesting. Even like Lookout or like if it's towards the end of the pack, is it like it gets a little more like pickable? If,
Yeah, once you know that you have playables, it becomes pretty easy, but early on, especially if you're still fumbling around trying to figure out what elements you are, that means like, the longer it takes you to figure that out, the harder it's going to be to get to playables.
yeah. And then I took Black Knight out of that pack. Just another like it's in my splash color. I'm kind of like committed to like three color at this point. Not committed, but like that's kind of where my head is at.
Yeah.
And honestly, it's a
So
cool
you're
foil with a stamp, so it's like, yeah,
yeah.
it's pretty good.
So you're like water, air, splash, fire right now.
Yes. I'm trying to avoid any double fire pips. If I have double water, double air, that's kind of like what
Yeah.
I'm like thinking about. Also, I really start to look at families like 3 or 4 picks in, and to try to start fixing colors. And having a 2 drop on 2 is also like kind of nice that you don't have to worry about. Um,
Yeah. Probably Troll Bridge is probably the card I like most.
Troll Bridge would be good. I think I take Joust because honestly, Joust won me both of my earlier games against my first 2 opponents. Being able to move my opponent into like up a step and hit them for for a good amount. It was, or maybe that was sealed. Either way, Joust is, I love Joust, and also Swindler's Troop I think is underplayed. So give me something stealth. Like I've gotten so many people with like attacking with a 3/3 and they have a 3/3, but maybe they have like a lance or something in their hand and they want to like trade up. So a lot of times people don't block and do that 1 for 1 trade, and then you play a Swindler's Troop and you go, ha, gotcha. Um, it has worked a lot of the time. Should have probably taken Babbling Brook. Babbling Brook can be really good, but also I really value four power removal. Um, so
Yeah, I don't mind that pick at all. Um, yeah, it looks like I'm passing you some pretty good air stuff,
yeah, no, air seemed
which is
pretty open, which was interesting. After like pack one, I gave you the East West Dragon, and I was like, I'm
yeah.
maybe there was just a lot of air stuff, and you were taking some other things. I'm not sure.
Uh-huh. Yeah, like I said, like fire didn't look open at all. Like I didn't take a
No,
single fire card in pack one. So then I think pack two, I just felt like it was probably my opportunity to take a bunch of good fire stuff and solidify my second element because I knew that I was in air. So
yeah,
I'm guessing the person on my left was Peter H, who I think was also in like the semifinals for the Crossroads event.
yep,
Um, he was one of the 4-0s at this draft table. So he might have just been splashing fire. I'm not really sure.
yeah. At this, where in my seat, if Ira is passing to the left and he's across from me, and then there's you and Pete also picking fire, like there's just nothing's gonna come through um, after like the any any number of picks. Like the first 2 packs, I think I remember seeing like Burning Hands and something. Burning Hands is a great limited card. It can blow somebody out. There's so many 2/2s in AL, and it's a finisher. Burning Hands is one of my favorite ordinary cards in limited.
Yeah.
Also, the one fire threshold makes it splashable. If you're splashing a color in any kind of limited format, it has to be, in my opinion, has to be one threshold. You just try to splash two threshold cards, you're gonna mess up your site base too much, and it's gonna be a bit of a nightmare. And this at this point, I probably should have taken Talus. But I think I just didn't pay attention to what it was. I saw a 4 mana artifact and didn't see it was Talus. I should have just taken another minion.
What card is that?
Iron Man Talus?
Oh, that. Okay.
Yeah, the 4 mana 3/3 automaton that can't be moved.
Okay.
It can work. It's not a great card, but it can
Yeah.
work. I think it's better than Grievous Insult.
Yeah, I've been moving up on Grievous Insult
Oh, interesting.
quite a bit. Um, yeah, especially after talking to Nick. So I've learned so much from my episodes that I've done with Nick. Um, if you watch my channel, that's probably all my best episodes are the ones that I have Nick as my co-host. He's the creator of Sorcerers at the Core, and in doing our set review of Arthurian Legends, I think I gave Grievous Insult like a C minus, and he gave it a C plus, and talked about it a bit. And the card is pretty nasty actually. Like the silence effect is really relevant. Like you can kill airborne stuff.
Yep.
It just does like a lot of tricky stuff, and sometimes you just cycle it, and I'm pretty high on it now.
Yeah, the floor is a cycle, so that's not bad. I do. You have to be able to kill Redbreast Robin. That's kind of like, I
Yeah.
also think of that like Um, I've won games off of Red Dress Robin just sitting on my opponent's avatar, and then like, or I get them into door and Robin is my kill spell because they have no airborne or can't do anything about it. Um, yeah, no, I definitely can see the silence effect being very, very useful. Um,
Yeah, like it's a 2-for-1 enough of the time that it's kind of amazing as just a 2 mana random magic that is always a 1-for-1, but sometimes 2-for-1.
hmm. um, in these final like 5, 4, 3 picks, like I don't expect to get anything like past pat or pick 6 in any AL format. I just feel like it's jank, or it's not in my colors, or it's not like a playable card. So if you're looking at draft or playing draft, I would you gotta be really mindful. Your first 5 to 6 picks of a pack are really important. Past that, if you get anything extra, great. But those first 5 to 6 pack or picks of a pack are very, very impactful. Let's see where I'm at this point. I think I got 2 Arc Lightnings this pack, a Serpelius I feel pretty good about, a Black Knight. I don't think I ever played Black Knight in my games.
Mhm.
Oh, I got a Band of Thieves at some point. I don't remember seeing that, but now I have double air, double water, and I'm like a little sketched out on that. So going into pack 3, I'm going to be looking for families in water and fire and air, just to try to hit thresholds. Hitting your thresholds in limited is a killer. If you don't hit thresholds, you just die. Like if you don't play anything on turn 4 and your opponent plays something on turn 4, and it's just like you get swarmed and overwhelmed.
Yeah, absolutely. So the rule for splashing that me and Nick I think agree on is if you have double threshold cards, you want to have 5 sources of that threshold in your atlas. So that means you want, 5 wasteland, 5 streams, and then you can have 2 earth sites or something. And then you can just play fire, water, splash earth. Um, and that will get you there a lot of the time. So I will splash like 1 to 3 cards in another element and just put 2 sites of that element in my atlas, and your threshold will be fine. If you have a triple threshold card in your spellbook, then you want to have 6 sites that support that threshold. And then if you have a quadruple threshold card in your spellbook, you really want to have like 7 sources of that threshold in your atlas. So at once you have a triple or a quadruple threshold card, you probably just cannot splash.
Yeah. I don't like playing anything over 2 threshold in limited. It just feels too sketchy to me. And the other thing about like splashing with 12 sites in your atlas, and like you said, 2 splash color sites. If you mull all 3, and then you'll probably get one of those. But if you don't hit a splash color out of out of those 3 and mulled, you also go second and you scry. So you can really burn through your atlas to find your splash color. So it's not any issue to hit it. Um, you just
So
gotta be
pack
mindful
three,
of it.
pick one was Thundering Giant.
Thundering Giant was pack 3, pick 1. Yeah, I was like pretty happy with that. It's
Yeah,
like hell yeah, I have this
yeah,
and Hylian Clansman. It's like I can just, if I don't die on turn 4, I can just win with bigger
yeah,
minions. And they both have charge, so they're both really impactful. They come down, kill something. So I was feeling pretty good about this draft.
yeah. Thundering Giant's super busted.
Yeah. Um, and how many? I tend to go for. I think Nick said it. 17 to 18 minions is kind of where I want to be, and then a couple like random removal spells, and past that you can get some tricky things. But minions are so very important to me in limited.
Wait, what did you take out of that pack?
Let's find out. I think it was a blue knight.
Oh, okay. Yes, this was the pick that I was most surprised by. That I got like a 5th pick Pendragon Banner.
Yeah.
That card was an absolute bomb for me. So I've never played this card before this event, but luckily me and Nick recorded our Elite and Unique set review for our Arthurian Legends like a week prior to this, and I gave it like a B, I think, or maybe like a B plus, and he gave it an A plus. He told me like he was also unsure about this card, and then he played it, and it just won every game, and then he ever since then he just drafts it every single time he sees it, and I totally believe it. Like I drew it every single game because I was playing Sorcerer, and it was a complete monster every time. Like you just play it, and all your stuff is huge, and like sure they can move their stuff onto your avatar that's carrying the banner or whatever, but like you can just easily move away with your avatar or just trade something with their thing or whatever and just get it online again. So
I will say,
that card's been pretty amazing.
in our limited game, in our game, when you played Pendragon Banner, it's like, oh god, no.
Yeah.
It was backbreaking for sure. So here I'm looking at families again because thresholds are important to me. I also see Camelot as like, ooh, I could just take a fun card and have like a stamped Camelot, but I was like, no, I already have one unique site that's stamped, and I'll take my family and be responsible. But
Okay. Yeah, do you have any squires right now? I know you have one knight. You might
uh,
have a shameless squire.
I have a Shameless Squire, and then I think I ended up with two knights. So I have like three minions that
Okay.
make lances. So I was like, hey, that seems pretty good.
Yeah. That's pretty much where you want to be.
Yeah, I used to be like really high on squires, and like you can't play too many of them. And then I think I've drafted like six or
Yeah.
five or six. One is like, oh, I actually need minions for these things to work. But
Yeah.
I like three squires or three lance generation things. You want to see one of them a game, maybe two, to just get that one like trade up. You remove their thing, you leave something on board. That's how you can get that like snowball moving. But if you have too many of those effects, you just kind of drown in them. And here, a magic missiles wheel. I don't know how a magic missiles wheel. I'm like, I'll take it. I'll be very happy about it. Um,
Yeah, maybe me and you were probably the only people in air.
I think so. That might have been it. Um, Here, think I take Finn Wife because it's a playable two drop. Not a playable, but it's
Yeah.
a two drop I can play. I'm not a huge fan of sisters in limited. Just like
Yeah.
the cycle is not really doing much for me. Here's another Grievous Insult. I could have taken Power Flight to be kind of sneaky, but I'm not really high on any of this, so I think I take Midsummer as another fun card to put into the collection.
Okay. Yeah, I think Grievous Insult and Power Flight are like extremely similar in power level. Um, I play them all the time.
Yeah, so I already have a Grievous Insult, and I'm like, I don't want to play two of them. So it's Grievous Insult or Power of Flight, and I'm like, I already have one of those effects. I don't want to play too many of those cards. So you can see here me struggling with my my internal dialogue of take the cool card or take the correct card.
Uh-huh.
And then Shellycoat,
Yeah,
I love Shellycoat in limited. It feels so strong.
yeah, absolutely. I've had decks with like 5 of those and had no regrets.
Yeah. Shellycoat is just hard for your opponent to remove. They need a lance. You have a lance. I also have trinket, so I can like maybe trade up and not die. It's Shellycoats are very very strong to me. It also like removes magic missiles or some other firebolts kind of removal thing. It's not an amazing card. It's not going to win, but it's a solid two drop in my opinion.
Yeah.
We're getting towards the end of the draft, so here I'll get a pack of family. So I pick my off color family, and I'm very happy about another squire. So I think I maybe have four lance generations after this is all said and done. This last pack was like, oh, thank goodness! It kind of like helped me put it all together.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a good one. So the fire splash right now is Black Knight and Incinerate.
Black
Is that all
Knight,
you splashed?
yeah, Black
Oh,
Knight.
you also splashed Joust, right?
Oh, and Joust. So I have three three splash cards, and Joust is like the force movement is can't be understated. Um,
Yeah.
I like all of those cards. Black Knight's probably a little sketchy just because it trades with a 3/3. But if I happen to win the die roll and attack with a 2/2 that somebody doesn't want to like block for whatever reason, I can play a Black Knight and feel good about it. And then maybe I have Joust and I can like walk up and joust you and hit you for five. Like the upside, I think was worth it.
Yeah, I think Joust is fine. I'm like not super high on it as far as pick order goes, just because there's so many great fire cards
That's
that
fair.
like all the other fire removal I think is just better than it, but it's still just like a totally serviceable removal spell, and I think it like really overperformed um for me because I like jousted someone's waterbound thing out of the water and that was pretty
Yeah,
broken
I
and
was
I
next to you when you did that. I was like, "Ooh, that hurts."
yeah. Yeah, and
Yeah,
I like jousted someone's thing off of my Pendragon banner to turn it back on. So
yeah. No,
there's some good stuff you
you
can
can
do
do
with it
some
for
tricky
sure.
things. So here's my deck. I have some 2 drops, fire family to help with the splash. I went to 3 fire only because I have a floodplain and that covers my water instantly. And my only double
Okay.
water is bullfrog. So I was more worried about hitting air in this list because I have double airs and arc lightnings and Keening Banshee and Thundering Giant. Like maybe I could have
And you
done.
actually do
Yeah, go ahead.
you do have a fourth fire card in there. You have Purple Knight, it looks like.
Oh, Blue Knight, Purple Knight. Yeah, I also have Purple Knight. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with my like 3 fire and like 3 element is a little rough. I would like to be in 2, but I didn't see the support or the good enough water things to like fill out Joust, Incinerate, and Black Knight and Purple Knight. Like, if I took Purple Knight and Black Knight out of this, I feel like I'm like too light on minions, and I didn't see good enough other minions to go through that. But I don't know. There's the deck.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah, I like it. I think the only change that I might make, I don't know if you have like a Finwife or something that's like serviceable in your sideboard. Like, I would probably consider cutting either Black Knight or Joust, just so you can go down to 2 sites. Because your mana base is a little bit sketchy.
Yeah.
Like,
And I will say
yeah.
our limited our game. I did have a sketchy uh,
Oh yeah.
draw. Yeah. But I think I worked through it okay. And then we'll go over to yours. And then here's your list: Sorcerer at the helm, and the blink I should have taken. But yeah,
Yeah.
I like your site base a lot more than mine.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just 552, which is kind of great. So I think I would actually rebuild my deck a little bit too. So I have Sir K is my only Earth card in my deck. And with Sorcerer, you really don't want to end up in a position where you have to start digging for sites so that you get all your threshold under you. Like if there was a game where I just didn't get double fire until like once I got to 6 sites and I didn't have double fire, like I would be in a lot of trouble. Like every site you have to draw and then play at that point, it costs you 2 cards. Um, so I think I probably would have. I might have just not played any Earth sites because I have 2 common cottagers. Um, and I could just eventually draw both common cottagers and Sir K and just play them both. Because I don't think it's that huge of a cost for me to just have one dead card sitting in my hand if I had Sir K and just didn't have a way to cast it.
Yes,
But
I mean especially
having to dig for sites would have really sucked.
yeah, especially a sorcerer. Like if you have Sir K in your hand and you just double draw into a thing you can play, like it doesn't even matter, right? Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
So yeah, and I think the like worst card or the best card that I could have put in place of Sir K was like charge, like 1 mana give something charge,
mm-hmm.
which maybe would have been fine too to just do that. I think I regret this build just a little bit. I mean, it worked out fine, but I just underestimated just how much of my deck I was going to see every game. And just having 2 common cottagers, like I probably just didn't even need an Earth Splash, which I
Probably,
should
yeah.
say is not normal. This is only because I was playing Sorcerer. I would always put 2 Earth Sites in this deck if I was Spellslinger.
Yeah,
Even if
sorcerer
I had like 3 or 4 common cottagers, like I would still just jam a couple Earth Sites in there.
sorcerer makes deck building and your choices so different than any other avatar. And looking at your list, you have so many 2/2s and Band of Thieves, and like your biggest minion's 4. I'm thinking about our game, and I'm like, I played that all wrong. You have so many little dudes. I was like, I should have just bided, like, play defensive and uh, kind of like waited you out and like started playing bigger stuff that you had a hard time removing, and that's how I was going to win. But moving on to the
Okay, like
finals.
literally grind me out until I have no cards left in my deck and
Yeah,
then
kind of thing. Yeah,
try to
like
win.
just
Yeah.
what do you do against my 5/5s? Like, yeah, you have lances and things, but you have a cottage, and you play a lance on it. But my 5/5s just win that battle, and I think I should have played a little bit differently. But we'll see how this goes.
Yeah, I think if you knew my deck list, maybe, but like I think when you're playing against Sorcerer and you have Spellslinger, I think you just need to try to win as quickly as possible
Yes.
most of the time because I'm just gonna take the like I'll just get 2 for 1 and it'll be fine for me.
Yeah. No.
And at some point you're just gonna run out of gas and I'm just gonna have a bunch of cards in hand.
You gotta win the snowball race, right? Like you gotta you put the sorcerer on the back foot and then make them, like, I don't know, draw sites or just make them play suboptimally is kind of where I was thinking, like, I just need to win. I either win fast or I lose to sorcerer value.
So I mulligan Sir K and Weightless Squire, and I keep 2 air sites and a fire site in my hand. The reason I didn't mulligan one of the air sites is that I didn't really want to draw my earth site. So with this hand, I just need to draw 1 fire card, and I can cast every card in my deck. Because Sir K is my only earth card, and it's at the bottom of my spell book.
Then you don't have to worry about it. So I mulligan my fire splash card and I have 2 air sites in hand because I have a brother or band of thieves that I want to play on curve, and I tuck uh, the giant. I'm not sure if that's probably not the right idea. But I was like, I'm gonna die before I can even cast this thing. So I was like looking for early action. Was my thought process there. And then yeah,
Yeah, so
my first mistake was losing the die roll. So you got to go first.
yeah, yeah, that's true. Yeah, so for people who don't play that much limited and they're mostly constructed players, which I think is most of the community, Sorcerer is really like a control deck in limited. So you're used to it being really an aggro deck, but in limited, like all I care about, like I'm just gonna play this game defensively. I'm just gonna wait you out. I'm just gonna get 1 for 1s until you run out of cards, and then I'm just gonna double draw and just win the game just based off pure card advantage. So against 1 or 2 of my opponents, I saw them like playing to the back row and just like staying away from me, and I'm just happy to play that game. Like just let me get to 5 or 6 sites and then just double draw, and I'm just gonna win the game because I'm just gonna have more spells in hand than you.
You say that, and then you start off with a snow leopard into a 2-drop, and then there's 4 power on board on turn 2, and I'm like, oh geez,
Yeah.
do I play a minion on my back row and try to block something, or do I just hit, like, range is also very frustrating if you're like on that backwards turn cycle, like you play a range unit and then I can't play a minion to block that effectively. So I could have played something to my back row and blocked the snow leopard and done that next turn. It's so hard to know what the right play is.
Yeah, I say that I play defensively, but you're right. Like the draw that I had this game was just extremely aggressive, and one of the ways for me to win the game is like if I'm on the front foot at any point, like you have to first stabilize and then start getting aggressive, and by the time that happens, so much time has passed that I'm just gonna be able to win from there
Yeah, no, so
with the card advantage.
yeah, where I'm at in this scenario is like I just need to stabilize. I just need to like stem the bleeding. Um, I forget what I dropped there, but I play my stealth unit, and I'm like, okay, I can maybe block cottagers. I can, like, hopefully I can turn the corner with this card. But I think you have the lance guy, and so that means I can't block cottagers, and then I just take 5. I think I get down to 11 out of nowhere on like turn 4, and so limited in sorcery right now feels to me very much like if you get that snowball rolling, and sorcerer just compounds this, but if you start snowballing your opponent, it is so hard for your opponent to come back. And you have another stealth thing. It's like, geez, all right. So I can't block
Yeah,
anything.
yeah. I think I just sit here and I'm like, you can't attack my stuff. If you want to attack and lose stealth, that's fine. I'll just kill your thing with Reckless Squire next turn. So I think I just put a Real Revenant down and just pass.
Yeah, on site 9. And I'm like,
And yeah, I
geez.
just like emptied my hand on turn 4. I think I have one card in hand.
Yeah, and it's like I'm trying to think of what 2-for-1s I have in my list, and I really don't. I don't have a Poison Nova. I don't have a Lava Flow. I don't have Hell Earthquake, anything to really like do a 2-for-1 spell. So I'm really trying to like trade up efficiently and not like just throw away minions at Sorcerer, and it's so hard. Um, Trying to figure out where to play. I like playing the 4 tight sites like you have it there because just it makes things so much easier to defend. And if you need to walk left or right, you can do that with your avatar. I know people like playing up and doing that T formation, but it's so hard to defend all your front row like that. Later in the game, it makes sense. You kind of end up there naturally, but defense is also very important in where you play your sites. So here I'm like, I'm gonna die anyway, so I just might as well try to race. Maybe this was a bad choice. You have so many stealth minions. It's like I'm not planning to block Veil Revenant at 5 with my Band of Thieves. So if you want to trade your minions into it, great. But you had the Lance, so. And that's why I did that. I had Swindler's Troop. See, Swindler's Troop is amazing. I love Swindler's Troop.
Oh yeah.
So now I can chump block Real Revenant, maybe take it, or you can throw some minions into it. It's just like, it's a rough spot to be in.
Yeah, I will say like Real Revenant, I'm not really sure what to think about this card yet. This is my first experience playing with it. I don't think it's very good,
I,
but in this spot it was pretty awesome. Like I
yeah.
just kind of had an empty hand and it just had an attack that it could make.
I,
And it's just a really threatening card. Like I don't think I pump very much mana into it at all.
no, it's a giant threat for sure. It's just a threat card.
Yeah.
So I played my Swindler's Troop right behind my Band of Thieves, and I think that was a mistake. I should have played it to the Spire. You still had ways to deal with it, but just positionally, I think it would have been slightly better to play it to 14 instead of 13.
Well, I probably would have just pumped 3 mana into it and just killed it.
Yeah, like it's all the same, but maybe like there's a choice there. It could have been something different.
Yeah.
Yeah, I drew an Arc Lightning, and I'm like, I don't want to play an Arc Lightning on a Virile Revenant. Are you crazy? But I think I end up, I have to, just to not die. I'm not blocking your Common Cottagers, so I think I attack with Band of Thieves again. No, just being on the draw was so rough. I don't think I had uh, a good way to like take back that momentum, especially since you are a good limited player and you know the spots to hit. So like having that magic missiles was very very important. So if you didn't have that, maybe I could have stabilized somewhere and attacked Real Revenant with a and just like taking that hit or something, and like maybe I could have done something there. Or not attack with Band of Thieves, but you had so many stealth minions. I was like, I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, so to note on turn 5 I just double drew with Sorcerer, which is kind of crazy to do it on turn 5, but I just had
I mean, what your
a
biggest
bunch
card?
like more mana than I had like things to cast, so
Yeah, your
I think it
biggest
was
card is a
reasonable.
5-drop, right? So even if you draw it for your first draw for that turn, you say, all right, I'll just tap and draw another spell, uh, and then here I ask if it's okay if I add my trinket to this, and since it was stealth, it was okay. And then it was like,
Yeah,
yeah, here
there's a
comes
lot of information.
the arc lightning to kill the real revenant. It's like this thing's gonna hit me for 5 next turn. I'm just gonna die from this thing. Like that was the threat on boards. I was like, yeah, it was all rough spots. I know I feel like I'm like not complaining but making excuses, but I'm not sure what I could have really done a whole lot different.
Yeah, it feels so bad to use a 4 mana removal spell on a 2-drop, but maybe it was right to just do that. I didn't see what else you had in your hand, but
I don't.
honestly, like you
I
only have like 2 sites that you could play any minions to not just have them get eaten by real revenant, so
Yeah,
it's
and
just a
like
really tough card to
I
deal
don't.
with.
I don't think I had too many minions at this point in hand. My other option was like, yeah, here's your lance, and you finally get to take care of the band of thieves. But it did 8 damage over the course of 2 turns, and it's like, all right, if I can just like slam a 5/5, I can just like come back from this, and like I'm so close. But that sorcerer card draw power is too much.
Yeah, I mean, really, I've only drawn 1 extra card off of it so far, but just to know what's coming, like,
Yeah, and like the tempo you have right now is from on the play, dumping your hand. What was that turn 2, 4 power on board, turn 3, more power. Like it's just so
yeah,
much stuff on board. I don't have a two. I need a 2 for 1. That's what I need to like
yeah,
stop you from like tempoing me out or snowballing. And yeah, here's my like 1 minion in hand or something as a polar bears, and like, all right, I'm just gonna block a 2/2, I guess.
yeah.
I could play it
It's terrible.
on Squire and like try to block Squire, um, but still, you're just punching me in my back line, and this thing is gonna kill me before I know it. Um, Here, I attack Squire because 1 damage over 1 damage now versus like 2 or 3 damage over the course of the game is just less damage. Um, is where I was
Yeah.
thinking there. And then here I get Serpelius. It's like, okay, maybe I can turn the corner here. I have 4/3, and I can block a 2/2 and not die. Um,
Yeah, I think I topped a Pendragon Banner. Maybe is one of the 2 cards I
I
draw.
think you slam Siege Giant.
Yeah, that sounds right.
It's just like,
Yeah, it just felt really good. And honestly, going into this game, so I didn't mention, but I was actually the only person that was 6-0 at this point. So I actually had to lose to you, and then we would have played another game,
yep.
whoever was 6-1, and then I would have to lose that game too to not take first place. So I felt pretty comfortable just going into this game. Oh yeah, Sea Giant's so good on this board.
Oh yeah, you throw the 2/2, and then you attack where I can't block with Peleus. I was like, God bless America. I was trying my hardest, Mitch. I was trying so hard.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. And I'm like, okay, so now I have this other 2/2 on my back row. I can hopefully play something, and I'll block Siege Giant with Peleus, and I'll just take the 1 for 1 out. I'm at 7 now, so I'm like trying to maintain life totals. I have oh, I have Incinerate in hand, but I have no fire. That's what it is. I have no fire
Yeah.
right now. Incinerate would have felt so so much better right now than
Mhm.
um, yeah. Damn. That triple threshold or triple splash colors really letting me down here. Um, but I bottomed.
Yeah, I was expecting when you said that you had threshold problems that you drew too much fire, but the fact that you have 3 fire sites in your deck and a blacksmith family and you didn't get your fire threshold is
Well,
pretty wild.
I bottomed a fire off of the mulligan because I was looking for
Oh,
water.
really?
Because I had 2 air and I had a bunch of water cards in hand, and I was like, I
Oh,
need
gotcha.
to hit my double air and keep playing cards. I cannot take the time off to try to look for fire. And I was like, if I get it, I get it, and that's great. Here I have Trinket. Thanks to Trinket, I can actually I can actually kill your 5/5, but I still lose the card. Um, and yeah, I was like, I think I remember digging for sites at some point. Um, and like here, I'm like, all right, maybe I can turn the corner. Maybe I could turn the corner. Like you have a Count Conjurers on the back row. I have a minion on board. I have a trinket in hand, and I forget what you do here, but oh yeah, you double draw. That's right.
Yeah, I do remember I ended up with like four or five mana spells in my hand. So I think next turn I draw a site and play a site, so I can start double spelling again.
But like you said in the beginning, you dumped your hand and oh, you have a joust to kill me. That's
Oh
great.
yeah.
Um, but by the time I stabilized, I'm at two, right? And now I'm just gonna lose to sorcerer card draw, and you have a kill spell in hand, so it's like it's all
Oh
for
yeah.
naught.
Yeah, I guess I was wrong. I guess I didn't ever go to 6 mana this game. Yeah, fire breathing just has range, just kill you wherever you are.
Yeah, so I'm playing to what's on the board. I have a blocker, and then I'm gonna play a stealth blocker. I think on the Banshee site or either on top of you. And I'm contemplating, it's like, do I just punch? Like, I just want to attack you out of spite. I can already see the writing on the wall. You're sorcerer. You have so much card draw. I'm sure you have a kill spell in hand. Um, but like, play it out. Um, I forget. Do you have the Robin and is that it? Or maybe
No, I don't think I have any beasts.
no beasts. So I get to see your deck, and it's like there's a burning hands, and I was like, all right, there's a kill spell. Um, but unbeknownst to me, you have one in hand already.
Yeah.
So, if anybody's watching this and can think of anything else I could have done differently, I would love to hear it. I would absolutely love to hear it. But man, that opener where you just like dumped your hand and started using sorcerer draw, like good good game, man. It is what it is.
Yeah, pretty much.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I don't think you made any obvious mistakes. You asked me at the end of this game if you made any misplays, and I was like, I think maybe passing me Dragon Banner was your biggest misplay.
Yeah, or losing
Losing
the
the die
dice roll.
roll.
Yeah, just like things
Yeah.
that are like kind of joking, like that you did wrong. Like there's nothing I
Yeah.
could have really felt like I could have done differently. If I was on the play, like I could have. I had a 2-drop. I had a 3-drop. I had a removal spell on 4. Um, I could have maybe like snowballed there. And here I'm like, I'm just gonna attack you. I I wanted to like just out of like I smelled it a mile away. But good game, man. Um,
Yeah, it was a good one. Honestly, I wish that they had done something with Sorcerer and made it banned or whatever, but I totally understand. Like Eric's Curiosa did this event and they put Sorcerer in beta packs, so they're just gonna have it be a legal card in the event. But I'm a little sad that everyone's just gonna look at this and be like, "Well, he was playing Sorcerer," you know.
I, I,
That's why he took first place.
I
But
don't think he won off a sorcerer on this game. Yeah, the double draw was nice. I think he drew an extra 2 or 3 spells or something that was good. But honestly, it was the opening. It was you dumped your hand, then you drew into good removal, and you hit your spots, and you just kept that tempo and you kept the pressure. Yeah, sorcerer helps with that, but I think any deck can do that. Um, any deck can play a siege giant and play Pendragon. Like yeah, you went through your
yeah,
deck a little bit quicker, but I don't think it was anything too great. It's just what limited is you get that snowball rolling. And it's so hard to stop it sometimes, especially against good players.
yeah. I will say my other two games, Sorcerer did a lot more work than this one. Like, I think I drew all but one card in my deck in the game before this one. And I could have drawn my whole deck. I just stopped drawing spells because I was afraid of like a Sealy Court or something weird happening.
Yeah,
And then the game against Ira, that game dragged on really long, and I definitely drew a bunch of extra cards with it. So
yeah,
yeah, my deck was pretty solid too. So that doesn't hurt.
yeah. No, I think if I was on the play, it would have been a different game, but it wasn't. So
Yeah,
good game, man. Again,
yeah,
everybody, go check out Mitch. He has a YouTube channel for any limited sorcery content. Wednesdays at 7:30 EST. Sorcerers at the Core for online drafts. They're a lot of fun. So, thank you, man. Thank you for joining me. I can't wait to play you again.
yeah. This was a lot of fun. Thanks for having me on.
Awesome.